Hello in Year 12. So we're going to look at a couple of examples that will help us to answer questions in exercise 11D. So those are questions where we have to use integration. So we already know that to go from displacement to velocity, we're going to differentiate. And likewise, to go from velocity to acceleration, we're going to differentiate. And as we learn in pure, the opposite of differentiation is integration. So to go from acceleration to velocity, we need to integrate, and to go from velocity to displacement, we'll need to integrate. And the questions you'll look at will have this sort of structure. So you might be told the acceleration of a particle is 2t minus 3 meters per second squared, and you'll normally be told some other kind of information. So for instance, you might be told t equals 0, x, when at t equals 0 the displacement is 0 and the velocity is 5 meters per second. And the reason they give these boundary conditions is because when you integrate, you'll end up with plus c plus a constant, and you'll need to work out what your constant has to be. So part A in this example is find an expression for the velocity in terms of v. So if my acceleration is 2t minus 3, my velocity will be the integral 2t minus 3 dt, which would be t squared minus 3t plus a constant. Now, as I said, to find out what a constant is, we need to use the fact that when t equals 0, velocity equals 5 meters per second. So 5 equals t squared minus 5 equals 0 squared minus 3 lots of 0 plus c. So our c must be 5. So the velocity is t squared minus 3t plus 5. Then part B, find the displacement in terms of t. And this question just writes displacement as x instead of s, but the questions seem to write it either way around. So I already know velocity is t squared minus 3t plus 5, and if I want to find my displacement x or s, I'm going to integrate t squared minus 3t plus 5 with respect to t. So I would get 1/3 t cubed minus 3 over 2 t squared plus 5t plus a constant. And I'll go back to my boundary conditions now. When t is 0, x is 0. So when t equals 0, the displacement is 0. So 0 equals 1/3 times 0 cubed minus 3 over 2 times 0 squared plus 5 times 0 plus c. So c must be 0. So my displacement is 1/3 t cubed minus 3 over 2 t squared plus 5t.